Okay, so greetings and welcome to the energy of Pisces. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. I do thank you for tuning in. And immediately I see a very strong indication that the spiritual realm that Pisces is dealing with is requiring a great deal of structure and transformation through this structure. Okay. That is having to do with essentially the 11th, 12th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th houses. Okay, and that is this wide domain here. Okay, and astrologically speaking, I can see here primarily a nexus that has to do with your first house, your sense of self, your sense of the layering of your sort of body, as well as your subtle body, the energetic forces there. Are going through major intensity, I would say. And with this, especially with Mars conjunct Jupiter in Aries, there certainly is a great degree when it comes to how you deal with the idea of home, children, especially, and mothers and children. Okay, there's a lot of activation with this. So I wouldn't surprise me if a great deal of you would be considering some form of conception. Okay, whether this be a literal conception like pregnancy, or perhaps the idea that some form of new self can come about through the nurturing of yourself with the energy of Moon in the fourth house, more or the fourth and fifth house cusp here, in the energy of Cancer. Okay, and this is challenging because a lot of action is coming into Pisces in the need to define oneself. Okay, so existential crisis: who am I? Especially as it pertains to your dreams and the idea that you're not readily comfortable to express who you are in terms of the own mirror, the self-reflection. I mean, who's anybody in terms of that? Um, and I'm not trying to like gaslight you or, sort of force you to look at yourself. There's something ephemeral about the general aegis or the general sort of vibe of Pisces that is indefinable and ineffable. There's something about it that cannot be described in words, in mere words. They cannot contain the sort of mystical wisdom and the sort of the realm of undoing when it comes to lifting the veil of Maya. And to truly go there is to truly be there, not to express what it is, not to have to say what it is. And perhaps there's something about the energy of Pisces as it pertains to new journeys, the needing to begin new cycles. Okay, that is about traveling and action and dreaming and sort of taking that leap of faith to somewhere else. Okay, the idea here is to embrace that, but also not to let the idea of home hold you back, or the need to essentially um, depend on anyone else. If you are in some form of codependent energies, it's going to hold you back in terms of your own need to define yourself through an expansive journey of some sort, or through um, uh, traveling or relocation. Okay, or perhaps even embarking on some form of literature quest where you're reading a great deal of ancient or foreign literature. There's a need here to center in on this impulse, this drive, this ambition, and to believe in oneself again. Okay, that is primarily what I'm seeing with that. There's also something here that is very much activated, uh, that stems from the Mercury retrograde cycle. Okay, it's being triggered here, and what is being awoken is a sense or a number of friendships. I would say, number of friendships, or dealing with something familiar, or perhaps coming up with a lot of ways to say things. Okay, but then it coming out wrong, it coming out potentially out of a place of instability, okay, or perhaps dependence, okay. The idea here is, the theme here is independence and codependence, okay, or interdependence and codependence, how to do things righteously. And the idea here is also to reach out to friends who are going to support you, even brothers or sisters who are going to support you in terms of your dreams, of who you are, as well as something that is more spiritual in design, something uh, that hasn't been yet developed in terms of your own dreams and your own manifestations. The dream world is very much active for you, and it helps you to define yourself, who you are creatively as well as spiritually. But the idea here is to take that which is old, especially structures or cultures, businesses, anything that is holding back the sort of evolutionary curve of humanity, by not looking into the future, okay? Because what I see here is a strong indication that ingenuity or wit or design, it's like the little things that emerge out of a chaotic energy in Taurus, okay? Uranus in Taurus retrograde, Mercury in Taurus, the North Node in Taurus, all in a very powerful conjunction, even Venus, all in a powerful conjunction in Taurus that activate this Mercury retrograde, okay? Which you can highly benefit from by defining your dream world, by defining that which you can deeply root into in terms of your own sensual pleasures or your own aesthetical dreams and designs of those dreams, okay? That can become reality if you wanted to. Because it also points to this here, which is retrograde Pluto in the 11th house, your own friend system, your circle, that may be something that you depend on, will support you in terms of pushing forward this energy and getting through the sort of haze of Mercury retrograde. Okay, it's not a terrible haze. I would say it's very stabilizing, but then there's instability there. And one thing you might find is that the people that are further out there in terms of who you're trying to reach, in terms of people that are not in your immediate environment that can help you in terms of their own perspectives with the world, especially in times of war and times of deep transformation. They will help you essentially define your sense of self, your own dreams, and how you reflect in terms of this great stellium here in Pisces and Aries. Okay, that would be Neptune, Mars, and Jupiter in a conjunction. Okay, one other secret that I can give you is that with Mercury retrograde, what is being truly activated is perhaps some karma that is located here in the somewhat opposite. Okay, it's in a type of yod formation, slight but not exact, that happens in the South Node in Scorpio, meaning that there's something that needs to transform from the gateway of Scorpio to Sagittarius to uh, to Capricorn here, and that would be triggering also in Libra. That would be triggering something in terms of a selfless act, okay? A selfless act that can be had to transform and loosen up some karmas here. This is collective karmas. This is also karmas that you have in terms of the South Node in Scorpio, okay? What does this mean? It means that there is a mean of justice, okay, that can be applied to these karmas to set them free and to go through deep transformation to purify the self and come up with this Jupiter energy, Sagittarius, okay? What would that activate? It would activate here the Martian energy to purify the self, okay, to purify the self by going through karmic release in the 8th house, okay? That is primarily what I'm seeing, but it also pertains to things that you hold onto, things that are, if you were to donate to friends or donate to your community, it would be very beneficial for you. Okay, very beneficial for you, especially for things that you no longer need, resources that you no longer need, that you no longer identify with. Okay, these are immediate possessions. Also, to donate those would be very auspicious for you. Somehow, that's what I'm seeing in terms of that. There's also a possibility for you to meet others who are going to help you purify through the Vestal Virgin sort of energy here with Virgo and excuse me, Vertex here in the seventh house. Okay, what does this mean? It means that there's an ability for you to meet others who will purify and bring forth a sort of analysis mode on you. Okay, through this analysis mode, they will see essentially someone who is dealing with the strong need to place faith into global communities, okay, or to your actual dreams and ambitions, or to structures and ambitions that you want to manifest or that you want to bring forward, okay. And I see nothing but good there. The only thing is that there is a sort of square here that stems from your 12th house in the energy of Aquarius that would be very much going against the Mercury retrograde thing. So the idea here is to be patient when it comes to bringing forward um, this sort of reflective change that people want to see in you. Okay, this way of this healing energy that they want to produce on you by casting you in this light as someone who has the vision but cannot execute it because of an afflicted an afflicted Taurus. The only thing that I see positive about Taurus and your second house cusp is this Venus here, and it's unaffected. So there are things that you can do naturally in terms of beauty and aesthetics and self-healing that has to do with treating yourself, okay? Being able to do things in a beautiful way, in a soft way, being soft with oneself, okay, as opposed to hard with Saturn in Aquarius. Um, yeah, so that is primarily what I'm seeing for the energy of Pisces in the month of June 2022. Yeah, feel free to comment, or perhaps reach out to me for a deeper reading in terms of astrology and tarot. I am available. Otherwise, I do wish you well. Thank you, and bye bye.